Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, June 15th. On the impact map, no significant impact today, but a frontal system, a pretty strong one coming in, starting with winds 30 to 45 miles per hour on Thursday, where you see the orange. Keep in mind where the line of critical fuels are. From that line on southwards is especially a concern. And then on Friday, we have a bit of a mix. We have those strong winds gusting 45, maybe even 50 miles per hour in the orange. At the same time, monsoonal moisture pushing up from the south, a mix of dry and some wet lightning. So I'll have to watch out for the possibility of new ignitions and some wind as we go towards Friday. So things getting a little more interesting towards the end of the week. No significant precipitation or lightning past 24 hours. Uh, Activity picking up at least with small fires, new starts in the red, recent fires in the last few days in the yellow. And we'll not sure why we skipped through there, but let's get it back to the observed precipitation for the past 7 days on the left. You can see quite a bit in the north areas. We had that flooding that was going on up in western Wyoming and eastern Idaho. Even had a few inches of snow in the higher elevations of the Uintas and Wasatch. But again, little to no precip south of the I-70 Highway 50 corridor, where precipitation, again, bone dry near 0%. But the rich get richer up north, 300 to 400% of normal for this time of year up in our northern areas. A look at some of our fuel conditions. Here in the Wasatch, things have really tamed down. We were halfway between above normal to almost record levels, and things have dropped off to below normal. But you go back down towards parts of Ely's area, the southern part, and you can see that just a little dip, but still just off record levels and well above the midsummer peak. And it is the same story down south here in the Fish Lake, where they could see some lightning starting up on Friday into Saturday, dropped off a little bit, but still at the 90th percentile. The 100-hour fuels dropped off a little bit. You can see that through here. We had this area of red of 5% or lower, almost up to the I-70 corridor. It's been pushed back southwards, but we've got some heat and dryness coming up. In the satellite imagery, you can see the ridge of high pressure already pushing up through here. That next cold front coming down into the Pacific Northwest with moisture, and also some pre-monsoonal moisture pushing up into Texas and into Mexico. We'll be watching its northward progression in the next couple of days. So for today, high pressure building in. We should see general warmth in a lot of areas, at least warming. The surface temperature is still cool, so we probably will see one more day of cooler than normal temperatures, at least across the eastern Great Basin. 7 day, just the southern parts are areas of concern, but we are seeing those dry humidities here on the right-hand side, single digits getting up pretty far north towards the I-80 corridor. No significant winds. On Thursday, the winds start picking up as this unseasonably deep low pressure area starts gathering strength and dropping unusually far south. So western areas should start seeing wind. We've issued high risk for wind in areas that have critical fuels. The winds will be further northwards, but this is the area of concern right now. And notice that high risk of lightning out of our area, but in parts of Arizona and New Mexico, we'll have to keep an eye on that. The winds on Thursday, you can see some of those winds through here in the purple, 40, 45 miles per hour. Again, it's basically south of this line that we have critically dry fuels, a bit more greenness in the fuels north of there. Again, very dry humidities on the right-hand side. And then on Friday, things really start picking up. We do have that deep low off the northern California coast, some moisture in northwest Nevada, strong gradient winds, 40, 50 miles an hour, pushing into parts of Nevada, into western Utah. At the same time, that southerly flow is picking up some of that pre-monsoonal moisture, and in far eastern Utah, there is that concern. We have high risk for lightning, where fuels are still critically dry, and other areas, high risk for winds coming in. 40, 45 miles per hour. So a lot of things going on, always critical when we see those strong winds mixing with the lightning. That could be a thin band where we could see both. Have to wait and see how things play out. But you can see on the left-hand side, those purplish shades are gusts approaching 50 miles per hour, otherwise 30 to 40 mile per hour winds. These are outflow boundaries from thunderstorms. You can see how close the thunderstorms will get. The humidity is very dry, especially in Nevada, coming up a little bit, about 14% up in southeast Utah. 3-day precip totals. This is through Saturday morning. Just a few blips through here across Utah. So the models have backed off on the moisture uh, part quite a bit. Now the moisture does deepen on Saturday with the monsoonal moisture coming up, but higher humidity as well. So we see basically a dampening of fuels across the eastern areas. Still breezy and dry across Nevada. That trend continues on Sunday. The monsoonal moisture moves out, drier air pushing in as we return back to seasonable conditions towards the early part of next week. 7-day precipitation totals, a bit more precip coming in, pushing a bit more further westwards, where we could see some, maybe some ignitions on the western periphery of this. I'll have to watch it, the deep monsoonal moisture. And this is the monsoon, which is normally in northern Mexico this time of year, starting to dampen things out a bit across New Mexico. They've had a very bad fire season so far. 8 to 14-day outlook shows monsoonal presence continues and could influence our southeastern areas, otherwise drier than normal elsewhere. And that concludes our briefing. Have a great day.